The courtroom smelled like old paper and perfume. My daughter sat beside my lawyer, coloring, unaware her future was being bartered behind her back. My wife wore white. She always did when she lied. Then she stood and said it. "Your Honor, I'd like to call Lieutenant Colonel Raymond Shaw to the stand." My former commanding officer walked in like it was another deployment. No salute, no hesitation, just a firm nod and a practiced predatory calm. I felt something twist in my chest. He sat, cleared his throat, and said the words I'd trained men to kill over. "He's unstable, paranoid, violent tendencies. I wouldn't trust him with a pocket knife, let alone a child." My daughter paused her coloring. The judge scribbled something, and my wife smirked. That was the moment I stopped breathing. Not out of fear, out of calculation, because I knew what was in the envelope in my briefcase, and I knew who sent it. 2 months earlier, I found a burner phone in her car's glove box. It buzzed once. A single text. "He's starting to suspect. Don't worry, I'll handle it. R." I stared at it for a full minute, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. I didn't confront her. I smiled, kissed her cheek, let her tuck our daughter in while my stomach burned in silence. The betrayal wasn't just emotional. It was structural, strategic, coordinated. She wasn't just leaving me. She was building a case against me, piece by lie. And she was using someone who once called me brother to do it. I'd served 12 years beside Shaw, 2 deployments, 1 bullet that almost ended us both. I pulled him out of a burning convoy, and now he was returning the favor by trying to erase me from my daughter's life. So I didn't argue. I started digging. First, I contacted CID, quietly, through someone I trusted, a man who owed me a favor and still had access to sealed files. It took 2 weeks to pull the records, another 3 to cross-reference deployments, transactions, classified redacted reports. Turns out, my wife and Shaw had a joint bank account, under aliases. The first deposit? 6 months before she filed for separation. The second, 3 weeks before Shaw submitted a sealed complaint about my aggression in the field. Fabricated, word for word. They were setting me up long before the custody battle. The irony? I had PTSD, yes, but not from war, from marriage, from watching the woman I loved turn me into the villain of a story she authored in secret. I watched her text him late at night while pretending to check on our daughter's fever. I copied every message, every wire transfer, every forged signature, every classified file he'd altered. And I waited. Back in court, the judge looked bored. Then I stood. "Your Honor," I said, my voice steady, "I'd like to submit a sealed document." He motioned for the marshal to collect it. The envelope was plain. No logo, no weight. But what it held crushed 2 lives before the seal was even broken. The judge opened it, read the cover sheet, then again. His pen froze mid-air. His eyes narrowed. The silence in the room stretched, thick and hot. "Marshal," he said slowly, "please detain the plaintiff and her witness. Immediately." My wife's lawyer gasped. Shaw stood up too fast. My wife's smirk cracked. The agents from CID entered wordlessly. They moved like ghosts, efficient, cold. No one resisted, because they knew what was inside that envelope. Courtroom surveillance logs, classified document forgeries, fabricated testimonies, and photos of my wife and Shaw naked, drunk, in uniform, on base. She turned once as they cuffed her, lips trembling, tried to speak. I didn't look at her, didn't need to. Shaw said my name, not loud, almost like a whisper. "Please." I turned to him, not angry, just still. "You taught me to trust you," I said. He opened his mouth. "You taught me loyalty mattered more than blood." Another breath. And then, "You taught me how easy it is to burn everything when you think no one's watching." He flinched. Not visibly, but I saw it in his jaw. I stepped back, watched the cuffs tighten, watched the agents drag them out like cargo. I could feel the judge watching me, the clerk, my lawyer, even the court reporter had stopped typing. But I just walked back to my chair. My daughter looked up from her coloring. "Is it over, Daddy?" I nodded. "It is now." I got full custody. The judge wrote it in pen. My daughter still draws with red crayons only. I don't ask why. We moved. Quiet town, small school, no reporters, no more hearings, no more courtrooms. Just silence. I don't speak of her mother. I never will. But sometimes, late at night, I remember that envelope. How small it was, how light it felt. How something so simple can become the blade that cuts everything loose. Truth doesn't shout, it waits, and when it speaks, it ends wars.